Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of the Dark Souls 2 Let's Play. We are going to be making a little bit more progress today, hopefully. You might remember last time we managed to get this sweet broadsword, and this is actually a pretty good weapon. I think it's going to get us through quite a bit of a difficult situation or two. So let's start out by putting ourselves straight into a few of those. How about it? So we've got to go get our souls back from last time. You may remember I ended up falling to my death in a rather unfortunate bout of footstepping, missed step. So we're gonna see if we can maybe do a little bit better this time. Destroy these guys like we should, and make our way over to the area that I was actually trying to get to, which is where we're gonna go talk to an NPC in a deep dark cave. And this is probably not the traditional path that a lot of you are probably used to if you've already been playing through the game a little bit. But that's alright. Sometimes change is good, don't you think? So we're going to drop down again on this and go get our souls. And before we even have a chance to screw up, we're going to fall down here, take a little bit of fall damage. Because who doesn't love a little bit of fall damage on occasion? There he is. Alright, I was just looking up to see if he was going to be falling down after me, and he did, of course. And there's actually a ladder over there, as well as an archer. And if this archer wouldn't mind stepping around this corner, that would be fantastic. Because I would like to basically plant this sword right in his head, if we could. That would be nice. Yeah, there it is. Alright, cool. So he's gone. Now we've just got a bunch of archers shooting off in the distance. A couple more items that I see on occasion. Oh, no, I meant to grab this, but I'm probably going to get hit with an arrow. No, I meant to grab that. Pick up item. There we go. I have a toggle for that command. And we're going to scoot right up this ladder. Scoot up our little patoot, and few more enemies. And see that little hole over there on the side? Oh my goodness, spears are not my friend. Oh no! And there I go again. There I go again, getting killed. Well, look at this guy. He's just leaning over like an idiot after he destroyed my life. That is, I would have demanded a little bit more respect from my killer. But I guess he's already done the deed. There's not a whole lot I can really say. So we're going to respawn. We're going to go back and get that soul again. And little by little, we'll inch our way over. And, I guess this is part of the drudgery and also fun of Dark Souls. Because it's kind of like we're grinding in a way, but we're not really grinding. We're making slight progress while grinding. This halberd guy could get over here. It's just if I lose my life a second time without grabbing that soul, obviously, then we'll be in some deep poop. Alright, so let's take care of this guy one more time. And of course, keeping an eye on my durability on my broadsword because, well, there aren't enough things trying to kill me, right? So why not have my sword do that as well? Really some questionable decisions in my mind about why exactly things ended up that way. We don't even need to go over there at all. I guess now that the souls are not there anymore. But yeah, I don't understand why durability is so creepy, like, so freaking weak. I don't know where creepy came from there. Let's just take care of this guy again. I don't think he's going to pose much threat. Oh, and this one as well. Might as well get the whole crew up here. And I'm out of stamina. Lower my shield. Thankfully he is slow as the Dickens. I don't know what the Dickens are and why they're so slow. I mean, there's Charles Dickens. Is that who we're talking about? Whatever. Let's let him strike. There we go. Good vulnerability moment there. I'm getting hit with arrows, so I probably better move on. And there we go. It's the end of him. Wood arrow. Great, great news. And we're going to make that jump over that gap. Provided he doesn't... Oh my god. MLG. Pro Snipe Archer. I saw it coming, too. That's the best part. Like, I thought he had shot one already, and I thought that we were going to be in the down phase of him getting another one, ready to loose on me, but nope, that timing was perfect. I really gave him an opportunity there, and he took it like a pro champ. What a proper champ. Alright, so we're going to do that one more time. From the top with feeling. It feels good, right? This is what you want from Dark Souls. Alright, here we go. Let's just come on over the bridge. Come on down. Come on down. Please. No, really, please. You want to make sure you know those enemy patterns, otherwise, well, they're going to grab you every time, like that guy just did, and there go all my souls again! There was actually a moment in the introduction that it's like, the lady's saying, one of the witches that's talking to you, like, you're going to lose your souls many, many times. Like, all of your souls will be lost. Yes, you were correct. I even know roughly what I'm doing, and I need to stop bringing that up because I'm just making myself look worse every time I say it. Why do we need to load this situation here? I'm still within, like, basically spitting proximity of this fire. I mean, yeah, I'm down a the ladder, so probably not actually, but, like, I'm, not very far away from it. So what is really the point of having to go and load the whole scenario again? When you rest at a bonfire, it actually restores all the enemies to their normal location. So that can happen in like a streaming inline fashion like that. So what are we doing when we're reloading everything? Is there another mechanism at play that I'm not aware of? There very likely is. Well, it's shortening my life bar for one thing. I know that much. But that's certainly a thing they could have done on the fly. Alright, I was waiting for that guy to drop down dead. Let's fall over here. Do this little dance again. Perhaps not get sniped by the archer this time. Honestly, really doesn't matter if I fight these guys or not. I'm probably just opening myself up to more trouble by fighting them. But, it's good that they shorten my life bar. I certainly deserve to be punished for being killed. Yeah, alright. That was pretty bad timing on my part. He really telegraphed that attack, didn't he? And I just ignored it. Alright, so we're going to go over here. Get a little Estus in. And we're just gonna run by this guy because he's a chump. Oh, no, can't quite do that apparently. And we're gonna jump here, right, almost into him, and we're gonna Estus again. He's gonna shoot an arrow, but I'm a little too wily for him, a little too quick. And we want to head down. All right. A little lost for a second. This is a strange grouping of ladders and various bits and bobs. All right, so that's a thing. That boulder will definitely kill you if you're not ready for it. What are you doing? Oh, you're dead. Alright, we're gonna go grab this. Human effigy. You will hopefully notice that I have taken care to try and make sure that even though this game is at times very, very dark, it should be hopefully pretty easy to see, despite YouTube often making things muddy with compression. I turn the brightness up quite a bit, and if I need to, I can always do post-processing on it as well. So if this does not end up ideal, please do let me know. This is just like the first really dark area that I've had the opportunity to mention that. So here's the NPC I mentioned earlier. This guy's real strange. He really likes maps. He likes to go hang out in dirt piles in weird places, like in mine shafts and stuff. So yeah, here's some maps. He's basically going to tell us about a mansion that I may have seen, and in fact I have. I've even talked about it. And if I just prompt him enough times, he gives me a house key, and I can go take a look at this map. So I'm actually very eager to do so, because you know what's in there? There's an Estus shard in there, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way back to that as soon as humanly possible. We're also going to just bounce right off of this little whatever that is, that peg of some kind. It almost makes you look like you're supposed to do like a Prince of Persia across those things. It's not quite the case, though. It may be possible to do, but I wouldn't be the one to try it. I probably want to grab some kind of ninja man for that sort of thing. I'm not the ninja that you need. Why am I crawling so slowly up this? I should have been using B there. So I'm all out of Estus right at this point. So right now, basically, my only goal, don't die and try and make it back to the bonfire. This guy's going to shoot an arrow at me. That's fine. That's just how arrows work. Where do I go now? I need to drop down over here. And then we're going to get the other way to the route. And then this is going to allow us to actually backtrack and go back up the ladder. So even though this seems like almost nothing has actually happened so far in this episode, this is actually a pretty big momentous occasion for us. There's only a handful of these Estus shards in the entire game, and the faster we get to them, the faster we have a chance to make real progress, because I do need all the help I can get, as you can obviously see. So we're going to do one more instance of loading. Actually, I can never say just one more when I'm teleporting somewhere, can I? Because it's always two. So we're going to do an Estus of loading, right? We're going to do an instance of loading, then we're going to go in a mansion. We're going to go explore that a little bit, check out a giant book, and then we're going to probably come back and do a little bit more exploring. And I think we'll actually, if I run, maybe we'll even get to the next bonfire or open a shortcut or two. We shall see. So, I have the key that we were looking for. Let's go ahead and move in this direction. I believe this is the house in question over here. It is a very large building. It is a large establishment. I don't know when it was established, but I've used a house key on it. Let's have a look around, shall we? So we've got some lovely accoutrements, some decorations, some very large books that I mentioned, and the largest book of all time right here. I don't know who's using books like this, honestly. Like, I guess if you're a giant, that would be one thing. That was a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Is an important thing to find. I'll talk more about those later on. But yeah, I don't know who these people are that are just reading giant books. Like back in the day, what, they didn't have glasses or something, so they just made the books bigger and bigger progressively to the point where they didn't need glasses anymore to see them. You see that the bigger your books are, the more you have trouble with your vision. Maybe that's how you can tell quickly. There's weird little guinea pig things outside still. Like miniature pigs, I guess. So like undead piglets. Go over well in Winnie the Pooh, wouldn't it? So we have two options here. We can either go down or up. I'm going to choose the latter. Wait, I said down or up. That would make it the former. Uh, this is not a thing, but it really looks like a thing. I really wanted that to be a chest. But over here, this is actually the map that we came here to see. We are under the impression this is probably where we are right now. And last time I was here, there was actually a fire lit on it, which I thought was to indicate our you are here moment, but there isn't a fire this time. There is no longer a fire inside. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but maybe that'll change later on. I hardly ever visited this place other than the one time, so maybe there's a reason the fire was not there, or was there, or whatever it did. Alright, Skelly. Thankfully, I know there's only one of you, so I'm not that intimidated by you, but I've had some unfortunate experiences with skeletons in the past, and I don't want this to be a repeat. Oh, it is a repeat. Guys, it's a repeat. All I need to do is go get that little light over there. How many deaths has this been already? This is a horrifying experience for me. We haven't even gotten to the real game yet. We're still in the freaking beginning, and I just can't stop dying. It's just so entertaining to die. Loading screen again. Token of Fidelity. Recognizes owner has traveled worlds to help others. So I guess this is a PvP item of some kind, or an invader jolly cooperation item, perhaps. I don't know much of anything about the PvP elements of the game. We will be learning that stuff at some point, most likely. The game is now officially available, and I can actually turn on my online settings if I choose to, but I've actually chosen not to at this point, just because I haven't paid for my Xbox Live subscription yet. I will get that out of the way fairly soon, though, because I'm probably going to need help through the last bits of the game. Although it would be pretty cool if I didn't, right? And actually do something right for once. Alright, let's grab this sucker, because I don't want to deal with this guy again. I'm going to guess probably this is like former owner of this mansion or something, or oh my god, seriously? Can we please just not play this game again? Get out of there. He'll probably chase me right up the stairs. He does not give any F's about anything. Yep. And, oh, we've narrowly avoided him again. Let's look up at the top here and see if there's anything worth noticing on the next floor up. There's actually a couple of rooms up here. We're just gonna casually pretend there's not a skeleton chasing me. And I didn't hit that chest, and thankfully that didn't come back to bite me in the butt. There wasn't actually anything too scary going on in there. In fact, a Titanite shard was my reward, which I'm pretty happy about. This looks like weak wood that I should be able to knock down with my sword. Oh, no, no, it actually would jiggle around if it was that kind. And as much as I tried to initiate and commence the jiggling, it did not actually happen. So yeah, alright, this is just a loop then. It just goes around in a big old circle. Anything behind this? Sometimes they do like to hide the occasional little shiny behind one of these cupboards. Nope, we're good. I guess we can move out then. Not really worried about the skeleton. He can go somewhere else for all I care. Where's the out? This is a surprisingly complex little building, isn't it? I guess it does look kind of complex from the outside. Oh, the pig things have found their way in. Alright, please don't bother me, pig things. I really don't like you at all. Oh, you know what's another thing that I should mention? They've done weird things to the boxes and barrel physics. As you may remember in, maybe I even mentioned this already in a prior episode, but in the original Dark Souls, you could roll through a box or a barrel and like all the components that made it up would ragdoll all over the place and kind of bounce in crazy ways. It seems like they've done some real curtailing of the ragdoll physics in this game for whatever reason, probably due to the lack of computing power that's left over after they added the dynamic lighting system. Again, I'm making some big jumps of logic here. I don't 100% really know anything about that from behind the scenes, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully that should count for something. So we can upgrade our Estus Flask again. Now we have up to 3 Estus that we can employ at any given moment, provided she wants to do that. Alright, that's what I was looking for. And we'll rest at the bonfire again. My health is looking real low right now. Maybe the extra Estus will do the trick. Also, 680 is maybe enough to do a thing over at the blacksmith. Why don't we go investigate? I hate to lose souls whenever it can be avoided. So let's see if we can maybe reinforce our broadsword, which is an action that I have no problems really doing, considering I know for a fact it's a good weapon. Why did I was in the right screen, and then I backed right out like I didn't want to be there. So we've actually got, yeah, we've got 3, and we need 1 to reinforce for once. And we can do that, so we'll just go ahead and do it once.
I'll be around.
And in fact, I could even come back and do it a couple more times later if I wanted to. You know, a +5 broadsword would be a pretty big advantage early in the game, especially because, well, blacksmiths are very few and far between in this game for whatever reason. So you do have to really get in your upgrades whenever you can, and I wouldn't go ahead and expect that you're going to have some kind of like crazy elemental damage weapon right off the bat unless you know exactly what you're looking for and how to get to it. Honestly, if you were to ask me, like, what's the fastest way to get a really powerful weapon, I'm still working that part out myself. I'm taking the grind-heavy approach in my own version of the game right now. My actual, my non-Let's Play account of this, or my non-Let's Play character, is very, very high level and very heavy armor, because I tend to make a lot of mistakes. So that's my way of being able to get through that. Yeah, I knew you'd be along. You're always along for the ride at some point. Okay, go ahead and smack the ground. There we go. It's very tempting for me, the nature of this game, it sort of works like a potato chip bag, you know? You start playing it a little bit, and even if your intention is just to play for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, it's very hard to put down once you start. You just want to keep seeing that progress, and at the beginning of the game, progress is very, very, very slow. That does pick up drastically as things get on a little bit. It doesn't take a terribly long time even for that to start to happen, and in fact, probably in the next 3 or 4 episodes, you'll see I'll have some more meaningful progress happening per episode. But for now, this is just us padding out our ability to even survive for a few moments at a time. Although, again, I'm also doing kind of particularly poorly. So if you're wondering what's up here, is that a giant crow carrying a man? Well, you would be right in assuming that that is what that is. And there he is. That's the pursuer. He's a big badass, actually, and he flies. He's basically Super Saiyan. But he doesn't like to come down off this ledge for some reason. I'm not sure what his deal is there. I'm pretty sure he's just going to evaporate into a puff of smoke like a magical ninja or something. I'm not really sure why he does that. But we'll encounter him again a little bit later. And in fact, if you do have the opportunity to encounter him sooner than later, I would recommend that you do so. The place that you can go for having beaten him is actually worth going to, in my opinion anyway. I'm not sure if everyone will agree. But the item that resides therein is pretty cool. So, yeah, go check him out if you do. You can't actually access him to fight him properly until after you beat the first boss, and we haven't gotten quite to that point yet. But not too long yet before we get to that point. Can I jump up on this little brick? Yeah, okay. I'm going to use that to drop down on the next guy if I can. This guy's going to get a little bit of spear action, and I have a feeling if I don't circle him properly. Alright, that's a good opening for me. And stagger him to death just fine. That worked lovely. Yeah, let's do what I was going to do a second ago. Did I mention also you can change your mapping on the controls from... Actually, the default is L3. I set it to B and then B again because it just feels right to me, but you don't have to keep it that way. There's actually now a button you can press down and click to give you a tactile jump, which might be just the thing you needed. Not sure. Alright, so here we go. This is where I wanted to be. Let's jump on down here. It was probably not necessary, so it took a little bit of fall damage. And that is a place that we can go that is very dangerous. I don't necessarily recommend going in there if we can avoid it. But this man right here, this is a friendly NPC. What does he have to say? Oh, they're traveling all alone in this treacherous time. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash, who am I to judge? Yeah, you don't have a good reason either. That's Pate. We're going to meet Pate a few times. Journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Well, guess what, bro? I prey upon them. I am the man who Dark Souls. Oh yes, you can be conscious of going. There's treasure in there for certain. Entrance locked from behind. Alright, so that's a pretty good warning to know about.
I saw the same design earlier.
So the same design earlier, same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted he go inside first. This rather
trapped
I
him
don't know what that word
inside.
is. Fellow tried to swipe the loot for himself, but
I
trapped
still
him
have the
inside.
gent's ring.
I
I
still
do
have the
hope he
gent's
wasn't
ring. I
harmed.
do hope he wasn't harmed. Well, you seem like an awfully nice guy. I'm gonna keep my eye on you though, because I know some things. All right, so I don't necessarily want to go in there because I think I know that this might be a bit of an outmatch for what I currently can do. But what I do want to do though, if possible, is set off some ballistas and get some treasures. Maybe could we maybe get some? Thing about this room is it's booby trapped and there's some dudes in there. And if I don't run through just right, dudes are gonna get me with that ballista setup. Alright, good. That actually worked out just fine. And this is, again, thankfully I have a little bit of experience. Oh, well, alright, they just basically all grabbed me from behind and sorted me to death, as they are wont to do on very many occasions. So we've made a little bit of progress in this episode. I can't say that we made a ton, but I think we're about one episode away from fighting the boss. In fact, we'll very likely be fighting the boss on the next episode. But I am actually going to wrap us up at this point. I know it seems like it goes by really fast, doesn't it? But that's just sort of the nature of how this is going to go. But thank you, everybody, for your continued patronage and watching the series, and hopefully you're still enjoying things. Please do let me know in the comments how things are going for you, provided they are generally congenial sentiments. I know that given that I'm not doing particularly fantastic, it's going to invite a lot of backseat gaming. It's not really necessary. I do know better. I'm just making a lot of mistakes. So things will change. Things will get better. Then they'll probably get worse again for a really long time, and they'll get better again. Well, you'll see. Man, my guy is quite the looker, isn't he? The shredded up pink beard. Did he have a must? This is what left of his mustache. It apparently just like fell down onto his chin. His hair's still doing it right in the back, or maybe not actually. No, maybe it's not. Seems like the more dead you get, the more rotted you seem to look, which kind of makes a lot of sense given the hallowed nature, the hollow nature of them. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. So thank you everybody for watching. I will catch you next time. Hope you have a lovely night. Later.